All righty, everybody. Welcome to Hooligans Underground. Welcome to Standing Room Only. Happy Tuesday. All right. I'm going to get us started with one joke and one only, and we're going to get this show on the road. So this one here, this is about Boudreaux, y'all. He went to the doctor again. Now, yep. Now Boudreaux, he's getting up there in years. Now he had to go to the doctor for one of them local checkups. I mean,
prostate.
Yearly checkups. Yearly. That's what I meant. Fuck, I'm talking about local. Anyway, all right. A few days after the doctor saw Boudreaux walking down the street arm in arm with an obviously robust and bouncy young lady. Uh-huh. Now the doctor stopped and he said, "Hey, Boudreaux, what you doing?" Boudreaux, "Man, doc, I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. Get myself a hot mama and be cheerful." The old doc, he's all shook up. He said, "Boudreaux, no, that's not what I told you at all. You got a heart murmur. Be careful." All right, with that, we want to get Y up here first.
Hey, buddy!
Put turbo on that and get the show rolling.
Up to do this,
so everybody, let's welcome Y up to the stage. Come on, Y.
I'm there, buddy. I'm there. Okay.
Been a while.
Okay. All right. So this man visits the doctor because he's suffering from a miserable winter cold. The doctor prescribes some antibiotics, but they don't help. On his next visit, the doctor gives the man a shot, but that doesn't do any good either. On his third visit, the doctor tells the man to go home and take a steaming hot bath. As soon as he gets out of the bath, he should open all the windows in the house and stand naked in the draft. "But, doctor," the man says, "if I do that, I'll probably get pneumonia." And the doctor said, "I know, but at least I know how to cure pneumonia."
Oh, yeah, typical doctor.
That sounds like he's experienced at the hospital. Okay. A woman accompanies her husband to a doctor's visit, and after the checkup, the doctor calls her into his office. Her only, okay? "The outlook's not good," he says. "Your husband's under a tremendous amount of stress. If you don't do exactly what I tell you, he may not survive and see the end of the month. Now, each morning, you need to make him a really healthy breakfast. Do the same for lunch and dinner, and always be in a pleasant mood around him. Keep his spirits up. Do not burden him with any chores or stress him with details of your day. Now, at night, if he's up for it, agree to any request for any sexual pleasure. Now, if you do all this stuff, he'll live a long life." On the way home, the husband asks his wife what the doctor said in the closed-door meeting, and the wife says, "Oh, he said you're going to die."
So much for long, happy life.
This really worried father calls the family doctor because he thinks his teen son has caught a venereal disease. "I think he got it from the maid," the dad says. "I've also been sleeping with the maid." "Okay," the doctor says. "Well, when you bring him into the office, we'll take a look at you as well." "And that's not all," the father says. "I think I might have given it to his mother." "Oh my God," says the doctor. "Now we might all have it." That would be funny if my dad didn't think that my sister was somebody else's. Okay. A man goes to the dentist for a 6-month exam. The man tells the dentist, "My teeth are great. I never use mouthwash. I rarely brush my teeth. I never floss. I never even use a breath mint. And I eat onions and garlic with just about every meal. And I also never have bad breath." The dentist agrees his teeth are pretty decent, but he needs an operation. "On what?" the man says. The dentist says, "Your nose."
You can't smell shit.
These two men are roommates in a hospital, and because they're both really weak from sickness, they're unable to speak for weeks. And finally, one guy says to the other, "American." His roommate says, Canadian. Another week goes by, and the first man says really weakly, Danny. The roommate can only reply, Phil. Another week passes, and the first man mutters to his roommate, Cancer. His roommate says, Virgo.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
A patient and a psychologist were meeting for the first time. I think I'm a goat, the patient tells the new doctor. Well, all right, says the doctor, and he jots it down. How long have you had this feeling? The man said, well, ever since I was a kid.
That's a good one.
A new
Lord.
patient settles comfortably into a couch, and the psychiatrist starts the therapy session. I am not aware of your exact problem, the doctor says, so perhaps you should start at the very beginning. Oh, of course, says the patient. In the beginning, I created the heavens and the earth.
Oh, my God.
Three older
It took me
ladies.
Only 6 days.
Three older ladies are discussing the trials of getting older, and one says, sometimes I catch myself with a jar of mayonnaise in my hand in front of the refrigerator, and I can't remember if I need to put it away or start making me a sandwich. The second one says, yeah, sometimes I find myself on the landing of the stairs, and I can't remember if I was on my way up or on my way down. And the third one says, well, I'm sure glad I don't have that problem, knock on wood. Oh, God, it must be the door. I'll get it. These two guys are sitting at a bar drinking, and the first man notices two old men across the bar. He points at these guys, and he says to his friend, that is us in about 10 years. His friend looks up, laughs, puts his head back down, and says, that is us now, 'cause that's a freaking mirror. That would be you and Hunter at the bar when you went out. I know that, Randy. So this middle-aged man goes to the doctor about his recent issues with memory loss. He says, Doc, I just can't seem to remember much anymore. Okay, the doctor says sympathetically. It might be an issue we can get a grip on. When did you have this issue? When did it begin? The man looks at him and goes, what issue? There's you, Randy.
Talking about short-term.
This guy's standing on the scale in his bathroom, sucking his gut in, and his wife says, that's not going to help you at all. The guy goes, yeah, it is. I can see the numbers now. That would be Keith.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Two old women are discussing the disgusting habits of their husbands. Even after all these years, my husband won't stop biting his nails, the first woman says. Oh, my husband had the same habit, the second woman said, but I fixed that. I hit his fucking teeth. Grandpa's walking home with his granddaughter after church. Did God make you, Pop? The girl asks. Yep, he certainly did, the old man says. Well, and did he make me too? Oh, of course he did, the old man answers. Well, he's sure getting better at it.
Damn kids.
The officer says, do you realize you were speeding? And this old woman, she's like shaking in her car. Well, yes, officer. She's real embarrassed. But I got a really good excuse. Well, what is it? The officer asks. I'm trying to get where I'm going before I forget where I'm going. Randy, you can appreciate that one. Right. Hey, Sky. This old woman accidentally drops her fake teeth at the park while she's walking her dog, and she can't find her teeth anywhere in this tall grass. So this man sees her bending over and asks her, what's she looking for? I dropped my false teeth somewhere around here. Oh, the man says, no big deal. Try this pair on. He hands her a set of teeth that are too big. He hands her a second set of teeth. They're too small. Finally, the third set fits her just right. Thank you so much, the woman says. Do you have a business card? I've been looking for a good dentist for some time. He says, oh, hell, I'm not a dentist. I'm an undertaker.
Oh.
Ew! This old couple sitting around in their living room, and an old woman leans over and says to the old man, remember when we were younger and you used to hold my hand? So the old man grabs the woman's hand. And then she says, remember when we were younger and you used to put your arm around me? So the old man puts his arm around her. And then she says, remember when we were younger and you used to nibble on my ear? And to her surprise, he jumps up off the couch and starts to walk away. Well, honey, where are you going? She says. He says, I'm going to get my dentures. This old guy's taking a road test to renew his driver's license, and the instructor tells the old man that when she taps on the dashboard, she wants him to slow down and show her the action he would take if a young child ran out in front of his car. So the instructor taps the dashboards a few minutes into the ride. The old man screeches the car to a halt, puts down the window, and yells to the empty street, be careful where you're going, you little jerk. Yeah, buddy. This young guy passes an elderly man crying on a park bench. The young man stops and he says, is everything okay? And the old man looks up with his eyes full of tears. Kid, the old man says, I'm 90 years old. Last week, I married a woman half of my age. She does everything for me. She cooks my meals, she washes my clothes, she shops for me. She'll do anything I ask in the bedroom. Well, oh, says the young man, what? Well, that doesn't sound bad at all. Why are you sitting here crying? Because, the old man sobs, I can't remember where the hell I live. This old guy
that's too funny.
This old guy got fitted with some brand new hearing aids, and his hearing is better than it was in his prime. He returned to the clinic a week after the fitting, and the audiologist asked him, how are your hearing aids working? And the old man says, they're fantastic. They work so well, I've changed my will 3 times in the last week. Oh, yeah. Let's kill Uncle Bill or something, I guess. 3 senior citizens are sitting on a park bench complaining about their failing bodies. Every morning I get up at 6 a.m., the first man says. I try to pee, but nothing but a trickle will come out. Second man says, yeah, I get up at 6 a.m. too. Feels like I gotta move my bowels, but I sit on the toilet and nothing happens. Third man chimes in and says, well, I pee and I move my bowels at exactly 7 a.m. every morning. Well, hell, that's great, the first man says. Why are you complaining? Third man says, well, I usually don't wake up at 8 a.m.
Oh, that's too funny.
This adorable old woman visits the doctor. Doctor, I have this problem with gas, but it doesn't really bother me too much. It never smells, and it's always silent. As a matter of fact, I've farted at least 10 times since I've been in here in your office, and you didn't know I was farting because it doesn't smell and it's silent. And the doctor says, I see. Well, you take these pills and come back and see me next week. So the next week, the lady comes back. Doctor, I don't know what the heck you gave me, but now my farts, even though they're still silent, they stink horribly. Good, the doctor says. Now that we've cleared your sinuses, let's work on your hearing.
Oh, that's too funny.
3 old friends with all of them have bad hearing. They meet on the corner. Isn't it windy? The first man asks. No, the second one says, it's Thursday. Agreed, says the third man. Let's go grab a beer. It's Thursday. I'm thirsty too. Let's have a drink. All right, a man goes to the nursing home to visit his 84-year-old father, and while there, he notices the nurse hand his father a cup of hot chocolate and a Viagra, a pill. The man asks the nurse, why are you doing that? At his age, what will either one do for him? Well, the nurse says the hot chocolate will help him fall asleep a lot faster. Well, all right. Well, what about the Viagra? She says, well, that keeps him from rolling out of bed. I only got two more. All right. A wife's visiting her husband in a nursing home and he sneezes. For the first time in his freaking life, he covered his mouth with his hand. And she says, oh, I'm so proud of you. You finally learned to put your hand in front of your mouth and after all these years I've been begging you. Of course I have, the husband said. How else am I going to catch my teeth? And my last one for the night. An old man's bragging to his roommate at the nursing home about his new hearing aid. He goes on and on about how great it is and how well he can hear. It was also very expensive, the man said to his friend. Well, good for you, he says. What kind is it? He says, what time is it? It's only 12:30. That's all mine for the night.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Awesome sauce.
Very good, very good. Wow, we missed you. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, we missed you terribly.
I've missed this too, but I've had a lot.
Yeah, what you've had to go through, somebody else.
All right, guys, I got one more, one little one, then we'll get the next person up here. All right, Boudreaux goes to visit the old voodoo woman way back up in the swamp.
Voodoo.
Now, he asks that old woman, he says, can you remove an old curse on me I've been living with for the last 50 years? Now, the old woman tells him that she probably can do that, but she needs to know the exact words of the curse in order to lift it. Now, Boudreaux said, oh yeah, the exact words was, I now pronounce you man and wife. And I've been doomed ever since. All right, Boston, you ready to come up here? You got a joke to tell?
Come on, Boston!
Yeah, Boston.
All right, let's everybody welcome Boston up
Hey,
to the stage.
Boston!
Go, Boston.
go Boston.
I'm coming.
We know. We see you. Slowly but surely.
Yep.
Just like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. man.
Yes.
Oh, wait till you hear the
on
contract he's going to get
Saturday.
for going.
You had his wife
Down-
too.
Yes, he won on
it's probably
Saturday.
huge
34
wild,
to 27.
Huge!
Michigan won 4-0. And Sunday, the Patriots lost. Matt Jones is injured. The Buccaneers lost 14 to 12.
Yay.
Yes, sir.
And then we got eliminated from the playoffs. The Red Sox. I'm happy about that. And the Yankees are going in the playoffs. Go Yankees.
Go Yankees!
Yankees.
Yay!
Yay!
Go Yoke!
The bums.
All right, big hand for Boston.
Yay, Boston!
Yeah, Boston. All right, folks. I think
Then
next we
go
got Randy.
5-0 on
Randy, you ready?
Saturday.
Hey, Randy!
All right, let's
Okay,
everybody big
Randy.
hand for RandyAllways.
Hey!
I'll tell you what.
It is.
All right. You
Two
know,
of them, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact.
Randy.
yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, let's see. Am I lined up good enough? Yeah, I reckon so.
No,
Yeah, I
get in
think
front of
so.
the microphone.
I don't know if I could fit, but I'll try.
Still on the
My ass is
stool,
too
Randy.
big. I can't
You,
get
you
in
want fat bastard.
there. I'm
Golly.
going fast.
Gotta
Yeah,
bust a
that's
chair,
true.
buddy.
That's true.
There you go.
Did I fit in good? All right.
I'll move it for you.
Yeah, it's perfect,
There
okay?
you go. You good?
If y'all happy, I'm happy.
I'm happy. Go.
Well, once upon a time, a blonde walks into a gas station, and she asks the employee, I like my keys in the car. Do you have a coat hanger or something I can stick through the window to unlock the door? Well, 10 minutes later, a trucker comes in and can't stop laughing. So the employee asks him why he's laughing. And the trucker says, there's a there is a blonde who tries to open her car with a coat hanger. The employee says, so what? This could happen to anyone. The trucker says, sure, but there's usually another blonde in the car who yells a little bit more forward, a little bit more to the right. That's terrible. Hey, how do truckers contact each other in Wisconsin?
CB.
You don't know. I'm sure you don't know. They use a Milwaukee talkie.
The Milwaukee talkie.
Well, that
Oh.
makes sense.
Yeah. I found this site here, and I had to take advantage of it.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be something to do with cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
Was cheese?
Man,
Yes, they were foam cheese.
And that would be a cheesy joke.
All my jokes are cheesy. God damn. You know that. Well, once upon a time, there was a blonde and a trucker. The trucker's driving down this busy highway when he is abruptly cut off by the blonde woman in her car. Tired and grumpy from driving all day, he quickly pulls alongside of the woman's car and forces her to stop on the shoulder of the highway. The trucker and the woman get out of their vehicles. The trucker takes a rock and draws a circle around the blonde. He looks at her and he says, now don't you dare set foot outside of this circle. I'm telling you, don't do it. He walks over to the blonde's car and he keys the side of it with his keys. When he returns, the woman is standing in her circle giggling. Well, this angers the trucker even more. He proceeds to grab a bat out of his truck and smash the mirrors off the woman's car. And when the trucker returns to the woman, she is still standing in her circle laughing. Enraged, the trucker takes a gas can out of his center, douses the woman's car in gas, and sets it on fire. And the woman bursts into hysteria. Well, I just totaled your car. What's so goddamn funny? The trucker shouts. The blonde replies, well, when you weren't looking, I stepped out of the circle 3 times. I like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I do too.
Here's one I didn't read yet. Let's see. Question. What do you call a trucker wearing a suit and a tie? Well, the answer is very simple. The defendant.
Oh.
I'm using it. Okay, let's see. What does a ghost trucker drive? A Freightliner.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
I
get
was
it.
one of those for a while.
You know, once upon a time, a man, he's on the side of the road and he's hitchhiking. And 2 truckers stop and pick him up. They're driving along and one of the trucker farts. It's completely silent. Then the trucker sitting next to him farts and it makes no sound at all. Then the hitchhiker farts and it's loud enough to shake the whole cab. And both the truckers turn and yell and look at him, point and say, you goddamn virgin.
Damn team truckers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Hey, how do you
Bad.
Well, little bit of trucker humor, only I'm not a trucker, so y'all figure it out. Hey, did you hear about the 2 gay truckers? They exchanged loads.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting worse as I go along.
TMI.
Ew.
What does a woman trucker and a hockey team have in common? They both shower after 3 periods.
Oh, God.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, God.
How does a trucker like to see a model? In the semi-nude.
Oh, semi-nude. In the semi-nude. I get it. Uh-huh. That's funny.
What you call a trucker that don't drive anymore? Semi-retired.
Semi-retired.
Only a trucker would get that one.
Here's one. Yeah. Here's one I know that everybody's gonna like because this was when I read this I love this one. There's this trucker who hates lawyers so much that when he sees them, he always tries to run them over. One day he sees a priest hitchhiking and decides to give a ride to this holy man. As they go down the road, the trucker spots a lawyer by the side of the road and steers right to him to run him over. At the last minute, he remembers the priest in his truck and he swerves away, hoping to avoid judgment of his sins. He says, "I'm sorry, Father. I don't know what came over me." The priest replies, "Don't worry, me son. I got him with the door."
I love that. That was great.
Why did the trucker cross the river?
Want to get to the other side?
Well, it says here because his sat nav said it was a road.
Okay, yeah, it's a GPS.
Yeah, I guess satellite navigation.
Yeah, they get you. They get you in some tight spots, man. I tell you.
Oh,
I know.
bet. I still got some. You want a few more, Nick?
Yeah, give us 3 more.
Okay, the jumper. This one's called the jumper. Once upon a time, a truck driver sees a girl about to jump off a bridge, so he stops. "What are you doing?" he says. "I'm trying to commit suicide," she says. Sleazy driver says with a sly grin, "Well, before y'all jump, why don't you give me a blowjob?" So she does. After she's finished, the trucker says, "Wow, that's a waste of talent. Why are you committing suicide?" "Well, my parents don't like me dressing up like a girl." Love if you throwing pies at that. Okay, a trucker gets lost one day. As luck would have it, he comes to a low bridge and he gets stuck right under it. Cars are backed up for miles behind him. Eventually, a cop car pulls up. The officer gets out and walks up, laughing hysterically and pointing at the trucker. He puts his hands on his hips and he says with a chuckle, "Got stuck, eh?" The trucker replies, "No, sir, not at all. You see, I was delivering this bridge when I ran out of gas."
I love that. Delivering the bridge.
I reckon this will be my last one here.
Aight.
An elderly couple goes to Burger King where they carefully split a burger and fries. A trucker takes pity on them and offers to buy the wife her own meal. "It's all right," says the husband. "We share everything." A few minutes later, the trucker noticed that the wife hasn't taken a bite. "I really wouldn't mind buying your wife her own meal," he insists. "She'll eat it." The husband assures him, "Listen, we share everything." Unconvinced, the trucker implores the wife, "Why aren't you eating?" And the wife snaps back at him, "Because I'm waiting to get the teeth."
They share everything. All right. Big hand for Randy.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy.
Here we go, Randy.
I love telling jokes.
Randy.
I know. We love listening to him. Damn, this thing keeps putting me up here like this every time. Every single time. All right. Now, y'all, Boudreaux. Oh, hold on, I read that one already. I'm slacking, y'all. All right, Boudreaux, Thibodeau, and Hebert were sitting around talking one afternoon after enjoying a little crawfish boil. Now, the conversation turned to what they would like to have people say about them if they had died. Now, Hebert, he says, "Me, if I could hear what they were saying while I was laying in my casket, it's that I was a great doctor and a good family man." Now, Thibodeau calls up, "Me, I would like to hear him say that I was a good husband and a great teacher, and I made a difference in the lives of hundreds and thousands of children. Now, Boudreaux, he thinks for a minute and he says, man, I would like to hear somebody say, look, y'all, he's moving. All right, y'all. I'm keeping them short tonight to give everybody else more chances. I want everybody, let's welcome Fiddlah up to the stage.
Yay,
Yay,
Come on up, Fiddlah.
Ooh, thank you.
Hey, buddy.
Big hand for Fiddlah.
Hello.
Yo, smelly barefoot hippie.
How's everyone doing tonight? Good, I know, because we've
Yeah.
had a great night.
Waiting for a storm.
Good relief coming to
Yeah, so I only got a few jokes. And I actually, some of these I've said before, but a lot of doctor jokes. Okay? So, patient says, doctor, I think I need glasses. The teller says, you certainly do. This is a bag. Doctor says, nurse, how is that little girl doing who swallowed 10 quarters last night? Nurse says, no change yet. The doctor says, I've got very bad news. You've got cancer and Alzheimer's. Patient says, well, at least I don't have cancer. When I was a kid, I used to play and seek in the hospital. Play hide and seek in the hospital. Well, they kept finding me in the ICU.
Silly.
You know, this is true. I got a disease where I can't stop telling airport jokes. The doctor says, it's terminal. That's so bad, isn't it?
That was good.
Doctor, I've got some bad news and some very bad news. Patient. Well, might as well give me the bad news first. Doctor, the lab called with your test results. They said you got 24 hours to live. Patient, 24 hours? That's terrible. What could be worse? That's very bad news. Doctor, I've been trying to reach you since yesterday.
So long, chump. So long, chump.
A man goes to the doctor for a complete checkup. He has been feeling good and he wants to find out why he's ill, right? After the checkup, the doctor comes out with the results. He says, I've got some bad news. You're dying and you don't have much time. Oh no, that's terrible. How long have I got? The man asks. Doctor says, 10. 10? 10? What? Months? Weeks? What? Patient asks. 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's pretty bad.
You would think it'd be at least long enough to pay the bill.
Yeah, things you don't want to hear during surgery. Oops, has anyone seen my watch? That was some party last night. I can't remember when I've been that drugged. Oh, fucked up. Damn, page 47 in the manual is missing. Well, this book doesn't say that. What edition is your manual? Okay, now take a picture from this angle. This is truly a freak of nature. Damn, there go the lights again. Okay, everybody stand back. I lost my contact.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Johnny.
All right, these are funny doctor notes. These are actual doctor notes. Patient has chest pain if she lies on her left side for over a year.
I guess so.
On the second day, the knee was better, and on the third day, it disappeared. The patient has been depressed since she began seeing me in 1993.
Oh!
Imagine that. You wrote that. Discharge status, alive but without my permission.
I want you to die, goddammit.
While in ER, Eva was examined, X-rated, and sent home. X-rated.
X-ray.
Oh, X-rated! Oh, I get it! Oh, that's right. Oh!
Patient has 2 teenage kids, but no other abnormalities. The patient was in his usual state of good health until his airplane ran out of fuel. These are comments made by patients to physicians during their procedures. Now I know how a Muppet feels. Could you write a note for my wife saying that my head is not up there? And finally, any sign of the trap? Mine is chief. That's what I got.
All right. Big hand for the fiddle. All right, I got it right this time. All right, thank you, Fiddler.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We love doctor jokes.
Great. Great.
Right behind lawyer jokes. All right, I'm gonna told y'all a little story right now.
Okay.
All right, Boudreaux is at the bar again. Now,
Again.
he'd been there a while, and he had had quite a few beers already. At 2 o'clock, his last round, last call, final call for the night. And although he knows he shouldn't do it, he drinks 1 beer, maybe 2, simply because they taste good. Now, after that final beer, he slides from his stool and immediately falls to the floor. Now, kind of surprised because he knew he had a lot to drink, but not that much, right? He handles his beer. Now, he tries to get up, but again, he falls flat down. And after several more attempts, he just gives up and decides he's going to crawl home. At the door of his house, he realized it's better not to stand up at all, and he was certainly going to fall again. So he pulled himself through the door, through the living room, and he quietly slipped in his bed.
All
under the
right.
covers. And he done all this
right,
without
buddy.
waking up Marie.
Thank you.
I know, huh? Now, the next morning, Marie wakes him up, and she's furious. Boudreaux, did you get drunk again last night? Now, of course, Boudreaux's kind of surprised that he got caught. You know, all that sneakily crawling and slipping in the bed like he done did. And he asks her, says, how you know? Marie says, because the bar just called to tell you that you left your wheelchair there again. All right, open mic. Who got a joke to tell?
Blazewood.
Somebody new get up there.
I got a few more.
Yeah.
I can go a few more.
Oh,
All right, so y'all be
got
thinking.
We got new folks in here that have told jokes before.
I know, but they might not have a joke in their pocket. They're not ready.
That's
So
true.
if they're not prepared, we can't make them do it.
Oh, but
Because comedy under duress ain't funny. All right, Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
Do it. Come on, Johan.
Boudreaux and Thibodeau decided to go to the new casino down on the coast and make a day of playing the slots. Now, after they had been there for a couple hours, they got separated. Several hours later, Boudreaux saw Thibodeau walking around with a big old bucket of quarters. Boudreaux said, "Hey, Thibodeau, looks like you've been passing a pretty good time there. Man, I ain't had me no luck at all. Now here you are with all them quarters in a bucket." Thibodeau replies, "Man, Boudreaux, I found me this machine that paid off every time I put my money in it. Every time I put $1, I won 4 quarters. And I got all these quarters."
Oh man.
Hey man, if you think you winning, you winning.
That's the way
Right.
business works, too.
Yeah. I'm not a gambling man. One time, I went to the Copa Casino. It's back. This is a true story. Back when gambling was just legalized down here on the Gulf Coast, they had a cruise ship that was converted to a casino down in Biloxi. And me and my wife, we drove all the way over there and walked on this cruise ship and we gambled and we left. Like 20 minutes later, broke. It
What
wasn't a joke.
happened?
It
What
wasn't a
happened?
joke, y'all. We
What
lost
happened
like
20
all. We
minutes
went
later?
in.
Well,
Yeah,
we
like
get
20
on the
minutes.
water,
We went
there's
in and we
different
said
laws.
we're gonna lose $100, no more. If we lose 100, we're leaving. We gone in 20 minutes.
That
All
didn't
right.
take long.
No,
Gone.
it didn't take long at all. Now Boudreaux was back at the City Bar the next Saturday afternoon. Now this is the next Saturday from the one he was just there. Now he was down in a few more of them soda pops with the foam on top and starting to feel pretty frisky. He was making small talk with the barmaid, and pretty soon the talk turned to fooling around. Now Boudreaux asked that lady, he said, "Chef, which men you think make the best lovers?" Now she thought for a second, and she replied, "The absolutely best lovers are American Indians and Cajuns."
Yay.
Now Boudreaux replies, he said, "Mais cher, let me introduce myself. My name, Geronimo Boudreaux. Good to meet you." All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then we'll call again for open mic. Anybody who's got a joke in their back pocket they've been thinking about for the last 2 or 3 minutes, the time will be to come on up. So this is my last one. All right, Boudreaux, he come home from working in the fields one afternoon, and Marie is waiting for him at the door. Marie tells him, says, "Chef, I got some good news, and I got some bad news for you." Boudreaux, "Well, give me the good news first." Now Marie says, "Well, I think you should know that the airbag in your new truck works really good." That's the end of the joke.
I can tell
All right,
you the
open
bad news,
mic.
bud.
All right, Johan, you want to come up?
I can do a short one.
All right.
Yeah,
Just
Johan.
one.
Woo,
Okay, just one.
Johan.
Let's welcome you on to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Johan Presley.
All right, so 2 tomatoes would cross the road. Organic tomatoes, of course. By the way, I made this a little PC friendly, so stay with me. Anyway, the 2 tomatoes would cross the road, and they were organic, of course. One went, and the other came a little later. And the later one, he was wheelchair bound, but they still were great friends. And then a car came driving by Edna, 72 years old. You know, women are statistically better drivers than men, so.
Yes, we are.
Although there's no biological differences, so.
Bullshit.
Anyway, the tomatoes.
Really? I want to look for where's my penis? The hell?
That was 2 strikes, man. 2 strikes off the bat.
Yeah, so the tomatoes, they didn't hear the car because it was an electric car.
Tomatoes don't hurt.
Yeah, but Edna, she saw the tomatoes, so she braked. Well, she didn't really brake. She let off the gas and managed to stop in time because she had adjusted her driving because she was a good driver, you know. So the tomatoes did just fine. So it ended quite happily. So then the first tomato turned around and said, "Come on, ketchup, let's go." And then you might wonder why he called his friend Ketchup, since he didn't get hit, right? It's because he chooses to identify himself as such. Yeah,
politically correct.
yeah. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Double entendre.
All right, folks. Unless we got another open mic, anybody else want to come up here and tell us
I
a
got
joke?
a couple more.
You got a couple more.
I want to make an announcement before you close the show, too, at the very end.
Buddy.
Okay. Hold on, let me get out the way here. And we'll let Y tell a couple more.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Make some announcements.
Yeah, this preacher, after he died and went to heaven, he saw a New York cab driver was awarded a higher place than he had. I don't understand, he complained to God. I devoted my entire life to my congregation. God said, our policy here in heaven is to reward results. Now, was your congregation well attuned to you whenever you gave a sermon? Well, the minister admitted, some of the congregation fell asleep from time to time. Exactly, says God. And when people rode in this man's taxi cab, they not only stayed awake, they even prayed. You hear the good news about reincarnation? It's making a comeback. Yeah, the inventor of the Etch-a-Sketch died last week. His family was shaken, but now they're ready to start over.
Oh, that's clever.
This is one that's a video on YouTube. If you ever find it, it's got an old Irish guy at a grave. This guy put some flowers on the grave of his dearly departed mother, starts back toward the car when his attention is diverted to another man kneeling at a grave. The man seems to be praying profoundly and intensely and keeps repeating, "Why did you have to die? Why did you have to die?" So the first man approaches and says, "Sir, I don't want to interfere with your private grief, but this demonstration of pain is more than I've ever seen. Who are you mourning for, a child, a parent?" The mourner takes a moment to collect himself and says, "My wife's first husband." That was it.
All right, big hand for Y.